All right, so here we go, sitting up nice and tall. All right. So, welcome everybody. Happy Friday. We are getting into our Feel Good Friday Yin Yoga class. Some of the asks are for the lumbar, core, hamstrings, hips, calves, feet, and quads. So, I'm going to do my best to get all of it and hopefully target a couple at the same time, which is, that I love to do, that I love to try to get as many things as we can in one shape. So, all right, friends, gently maybe shift forward, shift back until you find evenness. You can shift left to right as well. And you want to find that evenness in your pelvis. So think of your pelvis like a bowl, and it's a bowl of cereal. And we are working to keep that pelvis, that bowl, nice and neutral. We don't want any milk falling out the front, the back, the left, the right. So find that neutralness to your pelvis bowl. And then the shoulders will align over your hips. And maybe your eyes close from top to bottom, or they gently gaze down at the floor in front of you. Just gently inhale, roll the shoulders up, and then exhale, roll them back and down. Just create a little bit more space in the front body. Maybe if you've been sitting all day at a computer, gradually the shoulders start to round forward and we start to slump forward. So let this be a counter posture to sitting at a desk all day. Press down into your sitting bones and create length in the neck now. So think about the crown of the head reaching towards the sky. And once we've arranged our skeleton the way we need it to be, go ahead and find your breath. Feel that gentle expansion of your body with your inhales. And the exhale gently softens the body. And what a perfect day to release anything that you do not want to carry into your weekend. That this is the weekend for you. Let go of any self criticism, or if there's anything that happened that you're kind of ruminating over or beating yourself up over, go ahead and let it go. Release it. We are human beings, not perfect beings. Give yourself some grace and compassion and kindness, the same you would afford to your best friend. This is not something to get yourself off the hook or give yourself an excuse, but it's okay to be gentle on ourselves, especially if you happen to hold yourself to a very high standard. You perfectionist, you. I get it. Let's take a couple more cycles of breath here. It's okay to not have to perform and be perfect all the time. It's okay. It's exhausting, right? You don't have to be that way. I mean, it's easier said than done, but it's okay. You are enough. You do enough. And gently flutter open your eyelids. come back to this space. All right, friends, we are going to get to our feet. So if you have that lotion or oil that I asked at the beginning, if you didn't have, or if you just came on, just grab any kind of lotion that you have. We are going to, let's do hands and feet. I think we haven't done hands in a minute. So let's start with feet and then we'll go to hands. So we've done this before. We take our hands and we kind of massage the long bones. So all the way, maybe starting like top of the foot, maybe closer to where the shin bone meets the foot. You can start there, just kind of push down and massage the long bones. And then pinch the webbing in between each toe. So if you stand, if you walk a lot, this is just really, really nice for the feet. And then once you've massaged each long bone, pinch the webbing in between each toe. You can massage each toe and then pinch the toenail. So a little energy medicine here. So good for us. Move that energy. All right. And then you can always turn the foot over and begin to massage the sole of your foot. And we'll do the same thing for the hands as well. All right, friends. All right. Other foot. So massage the long bones. And then between each toe, just pinch that skin in between. Give it a little squeeze. Might feel a little tender. And then you can move to each toe, massage the toe, and then squeeze the toenail. Good. And then flip the foot over when you're ready. All of the energy that we hold, I'm sure you've seen some of those like traditional Chinese medicine foot maps. They have them of the face too, right? Such good information. Lines of energy, different pressure points you can touch to relieve certain things. I do also practice the 4 thumps every morning, which is very helpful. I feel, I don't know, maybe it's kept me healthy for the last, well, I don't know, 7, 8 years that I've been doing it. All right, and do the same thing. So you can massage each hand, the long bones, pinch the webbing in between the fingers. So we haven't done the hands in a while. We've been doing feet. So thank you for the foot request. We'll get a little bit more into the feet after this as well. Yeah, and especially for me, it gets very tight in between my index finger and my thumb. So definitely use a hand massage and then massage each finger, pinch the fingernail. Pinch the fingernail. Good. And then move to the other hand whenever you're ready. Gives us a nice opportunity to massage the hands too and give some good love and TLC. Good. Don't forget to pinch the webbing. Oh, is somebody home? Is that what's going on? You want to go out there? Okay. Massage each finger and then pinch the toenail or fingernail rather. All right, let me let this animal out. All right, Mama, go. Well, Betty has left the building. Okay. All right, friends, so hands and feet are done. Now, let's get a little bit more into the feet. We've been doing this one a lot lately, which I'm very happy to do because we don't always get into the feet and we need to. We need to have that flexibility in the feet. So we are either standing on our knees, toes are curled under. Now, if the knees are sensitive, you need some extra padding. Take a blanket and you can kneel on the blanket. All right, now curl those toes under. Make sure all 10 toes are facing the same direction. You can keep the hips down on the heels, or you can come up if it's a little bit too much pressure on the feet. So just a 1-minute hold here. So when you're ready, we begin. Again, just make sure all 10 toes are uncurled. Nothing is left behind. All right, and breathe here. Let's find that breath again. Nice, long, smooth inhale. Slow, gentle release out. Good. If it gets to be too much, you can always come up for a moment and then come back down when you're ready. Do your best to soften through your facial features. Relax your jaw. Put a little space in between your top and your bottom teeth. All right, friends, that was a full minute. So go ahead and come forward onto your hands and knees. Uncurl the tops of your feet and then just give them a little tap, tap, tap. Good. All right. Next, we are going to go right into our counter pose for that. Now this will be stretching out the tops of the feet. If tops of the feet cannot come flat, and this is where I want you to grab a blanket or a towel and you're going to make a little roll. And the roll size is going to depend on how much space you need. So I'll just do a little roll, not a full roll. Take the tops of my feet over that blanket. Good. And then hands are going to come next to the knees. We're going to lift the knees up to stretch the top of the foot. So if you need a blanket, go ahead and get that set up. And then hands come next to knees and then lift those knees as high as you wish. Roll or no roll, totally up to you. Again, just breathe. It's a 1-minute hold here. Good. Maybe start to lift a little bit higher. See how that feels on the front of the foot. If it's too much, lower back down. Always finding that balance of effort and ease. Good. Slowly bring those knees back down. Again, come forward, hands and knees. And then same thing, if you want to kind of take the tops of the feet, tap, tap, tap. If you want to take one leg, stretch it back, release. Give the legs a little space to stretch. That's good too. All right. Wow. I think we should just go ahead and get into those quads. I think, why not? Let's just do it. All right. So, choices here. We have choices for full saddle or half saddle. So, full saddle would be both knees bent, and then you're going to come down, maybe hands or maybe elbows, or maybe you come all the way flat. Now, that is option if you want to go for the full thing. This is a very, very deep hip opener, very big stretch for over the tops of the knees and the quads, hip flexors. Choices. If this is not going to work, then you can take one leg at a time. which is also very nice. Now, if you want to use something behind you, you can, or maybe the same idea, you just bring it to your hands and you can lean back. Maybe it's elbows, maybe you release all the way down. And then the knee that's bent, that can come open away, or you can bring the legs closer. It's very, very different for every person. But what I really want to make sure here is that we're not tucking the pelvis under. So if you feel kind of bunchy in the low back and the lumbar, bend that straight leg, place the foot on the floor, and then give your hips a little lift, lengthen the low back. And that's going to give you a little bit more space so you don't feel so like compressed in your low back, because that's really not the target area here. All right, we're going to be here for 2 minutes. If you're taking both legs back, then it's going to be, you stay during the whole time, 4 minutes. All right, friends, take it wherever you need it to go first. Take it in stages. Just kind of be where you are and breathe. Let that one side open. You're taking one at a time. So that my first experience with yin yoga was taking full saddle, because I could do it in other classes. So I was like, oh, I got this. I can do full saddle, no big deal. And probably about after, oh, I'd say like 30 seconds, my brain started to like panic. And I was like, what am I doing? This sucks. Yin is stupid. I hate it. Why did I come to this class? This was a bad idea. It was awful. And then I realized later, you don't have to go to the deepest version of the shape just because you can. Right? This is a very humbling practice. So, be where you are and be okay with it. It's all good. Remember, there's no prize or trophy at the end of our yoga practice. Hopefully, just the relief in your nervous system is enough. Keep breathing here. Keep letting go and releasing. Feel that stretch. Feel the compression. Feel the tension. All right, friends, we are going to come out of that first side and then switch to side number 2. If you are taking full saddle, stay where you are. That was only 2 minutes. All right. Those people taking it the full saddle, you're going to get a little bit longer than 4 minutes. So if you need to come out sooner, you can. Okay. Do what you need to for your body. All right. Side number 2. Here we go. And that leg that is extended, just let that leg kind of roll open to the side. Remember, this is not like, heel down, toes up. We're not engaging this leg. So let it just be open and chill. Let it relax. And then you can begin to take it again in stages, wherever you are. Maybe you stay on your elbows, or maybe you stay up on your hands. You can always take a bolster or a block behind you for support if that works better for you as well. Maybe it'll be easier to stay up as opposed to being on the elbows. And then just continue to breathe and release here. Might feel different from the other side. That's okay. This is just good info for you about your body. couple more breaths here. Continue to soften and release on your exhales. All right, friends, very gently. If you came down, come back to your elbows and then hands. Carefully release that leg. Bring both of your legs forward and maybe just kind of lean back on your hands. Wiggle the legs a little bit. Give them a little movement. Good. And if you want to take it into any bigger movements, any windshield wipers, you can. How we doing? So far, so good, everybody? All right, we got into those quads pretty deep here. So let's go into our hips. All right, we are going to gently turn. Well, I'm going to turn. Let's bring it into shoelace. So if shoelace doesn't work for you, which is like cow face legs, so stacking one leg on top of the other. If this doesn't work for you, then I want you to straighten one leg so it's more like a figure four. So this is where you would be. So you don't have to bring that back knee or that bottom knee and bend it, especially if we have anything happening with our knees. Be gentle with them, okay? All right, but if this does feel okay to bend that bottom knee, go ahead and bend it. And then find that balance, find evenness on your sitting bones. So a little half shoelace or full shoelace, whatever you're choosing to take. Let's get into a really nice deep hip opener here. For the upper body, you can keep yourself upright if this feels good. This is enough for you. Or option to walk the hands forward and rest the chest on the legs. All right, friends, we're going to be here for 3 minutes. All right, yay. Happy you're enjoying this. Beautiful. Nice for the hips. Let me just keep going over my list here. All right, friends, go ahead and bring yourself down. And if you've come forward into that fold, maybe just gently bring your chin in a little bit more towards your chest, towards your collarbones. And then you get another extra little stretch there in the cervical spine. Keep releasing with each exhale. Maybe you get a little bit deeper into the fold, feel a little bit more in the hips, maybe somewhere in your low back. All right, my friends, carefully walk your hands under your shoulders. Inhale, slowly come back up. Okay, let's switch sides. So, a little way to come out of it. You can just kind of do the normal way, lean back and then switch the legs, or you can do the fun thing and then take your hands on the ground and then slowly spin around. And now you have the other leg on top. Keep it fun. Keep it fun, everyone. Okay. Half shoelace or full shoelace, depending on whichever side, whatever you did on the first side. Or if you know already, like, hey, I could do full shoelace on one side, but this side is a little bit wonky, something with this hip or this knee. Protect your body. Do what you need to do. Okay. All right. So sitting up nice and tall. Again, feel even on both sitting bones. And then when you're ready, you can either stay here or bring your hands down. Gently lower yourself closer towards your legs. And again, if you want to tuck the chin in a little bit more, you might feel some more in the cervical spine. Keep breathing into the space where you are feeling that stretch and that sensation. Move that energy the same way when we were massaging our hands or massaging our feet and moving that energy. That's what we're doing with our breath. Let that breath move that energy that's stuck there. Let it go. All right. Walk those hands back under your shoulders and then slowly inhale, come back up. Carefully unwind your legs. Give them a little shake, a little movement, whatever you feel like they need. But let whatever you do, let it be organic, let it be what the body is asking for. And move slowly. So you might notice the hips might feel a little like, oh, they feel a little stressed, a little fatigued. Well, it's because they were just fatigued and stretched. So move mindfully. All right. Maybe you straighten those legs, give them a little wiggle. We are going to take a seated forward fold. So if you feel like your pelvis is doing that scooping under action, find yourself a blanket, place that blanket underneath your hips, have a seat, to even out the pelvis. So maybe it's one blanket, maybe it's two. It's going to be a little bit different for each person. So do what makes sense. But the thing is, you don't want to be too high up off the ground because, ooh, there comes that sun. Wow, let there be light. That's amazing. We have some clouds here in Vegas for a little while, obviously. All right. Now, what I want you to be mindful of is that when we come up and we're sitting on blankets, two blankets right now, I want you to be careful about the knees. Try not to hyperextend them. Right now, I can definitely hyperextend the knees. We are going to be coming forward. So maybe just bring it into one blanket, if that makes sense. I don't want you to be too high up and then cause your knees to be unhappy. That would not feel good. All right. All right. Thank you. All right. I hope I'm helping everybody tonight. All right. So legs, they can be straight. There could be a little bend. Again, take that blanket roll, stick it underneath the knees if that would help support your body in that way. All right. So let those feet roll open to the sides, and then we're going to come forward into a forward fold. So let's take this here for, let's do 3 minutes. Okay, my friends. So we're going to carefully just bring yourself forward. It's not so much how far you get. It's just naturally letting your spine curve. So think about gently rolling and curving in. Again, tucking your chin as much as you like. You get to control how much sensation you receive and where you're receiving it. Just let gravity do all the work here. If there's a lot of compression and it doesn't feel good, take a blanket. Take 2 blankets, stack them on your legs if you like. And then you can kind of lean forward over them. All right? Because it's not so much about the fold, right? I want you to feel that opening. Think about what's happening in the back body. Yes, there's compression here in the front body because we're coming forward. But I really want you to think about from the low back. So think about from the sacrum all the way up through your spine. Think about that area getting a nice stretch, some tension. Create that space and breathe into it. Even being in this forward fold, can you continue to have a complete inhale? Not a shallow one, but a full breath in. All right, friends, slowly come back up. Can you believe that was 3 minutes? Oh my gosh, that felt like a little slice of heaven. All right. Take whatever movement that you need. Maybe it's windshield wipers. Maybe it's coming to your back, hugging your knees in towards your chest. I want to take us into a shape on our back. This is going to get into the core a little bit. This is as much as I can get into the core, what I thought of right now. I didn't want to do Sphinx. I wanted to bring us down onto our back. So we're going to do a little banana asana. So before we get into that shape, if you want to bring your knees in towards your chest and rock a little, that's a choice. Give your body a little movement. A little massage for your spine after that deep, deep forward fold. Did a couple little folds, so it might be really nice to be on your spine right now. All right, friends, let's go ahead and lengthen the legs out, and then inhale, reach the arms overhead. We're just going to be in each of these shapes for 2 minutes, and then we'll move on. So inhale, arms overhead, walk the arms over to the right. Now take the legs over to the right. So now you're in this crescent moon shape, this banana shape. I'm going to take my right hand, grab my left wrist, give a little bit more pull, and then crossing that right foot over the left. You can play with the other way too, left over right. Preference, right? This is all a personal choice. What makes sense to you? What feels right? What feels best? Keep both shoulders grounded if you can. And if the hands or arms start to tingle or go numb, that is your sign to come out. Bring the arms down, right? Only if they start to tingle or go numb. And then you can look down towards the toes, up towards the ceiling. Maybe turn your head up and you look towards the left elbow. And find a comfortable space for your head. And think about breathing all the way from the left ankle, all the way up the left side of your body to the hip, from hip to armpit, and then armpit to wrist. And breathe into that space you're making. Beautiful opportunity to just breathe and make space. And I gently release that left wrist. Bring the arms down, bring the shoulders back to center. Uncross your ankles, bring the legs back to center. And then just in between, bend your knees, place your feet down, give yourself a little bridge, lift those hips up. We're going to come back to this shape in a moment, okay? We're going to get into the lumbar a little bit more. But first, we're going to take banana asana to the left. So when you're ready, friends, inhale, arms overhead, to the left. Shift those shoulders over to the left. And now take the legs over to the left. Cross the ankles. Switch them if you need to, but ground down through both shoulders. And then maybe give that right wrist a little bit more tug over to the left till you feel that energy all the way down the right side of your body. Feel a nice little gentle tug on the internal body bag of our fascia. Take one more deep breath in. And then exhale, release the arms down, bring the shoulders back to center, uncross your legs, shift everything back to center now. Everything comes back to alignment. And maybe the knees come in and you can rock a little side to side. All right, friends, and then just gently roll over to one side, come up. You're going to find yourself your block. And if you don't have a block, then you can use a bolster or a pillow. But we are going to place it under the low back. So that's where we're heading for that, getting a little bit into a deeper back bend here. So yay. Sounds good, everybody? All right, so have that block. I'm going to either go with the lowest setting or medium. Maybe we do both. We're going to be here for a couple minutes. So when you're ready, join me down on your back. Bend your legs, feet on the floor. Walk those feet in so they're just close enough that you can take the fingertips and gently touch those ankles or those heels. And then when you're ready, inhale, lift those hips. Find that block under your low back, the sacral area just above the buttocks, right? That triangular bony piece. So not the low back, lower, okay? All right. And just let the spine settle here. Maybe this is where you stay. This feels okay. Now, a couple other options here. You can keep the feet flat on the ground just as they are, or you can begin to walk one leg or both legs forward. And now your legs are straight, but now this is a little bit different of a sensation. Now, if it's too much, then bend your feet or bend your knees, plant the feet, and see how this is. Maybe this is okay. You're like, okay, I'm fine. Now, other choices. If you want to take this deeper, here they go. Bend your knees again. We're going to take that block, lift it onto the second height. So bring it up a notch. Good. All right. Option, stay here with the feet on the floor, planted. This might be perfect for you. You're like, wow, this is better, but I think I'm going to stay here. Perfect. Stay there. If you want to take it a little bit further, take one leg, then both legs straight. Now it's that same shape, but much deeper. Now you might feel it a little bit more into the hip flexors. Shoulders are on the ground supporting you. And breathe. And begin to slowly walk it backwards. So if you took that deepest version, go ahead, bend the knees, plant the feet, and then press up, inhale, lower that block down to the first level that we had it on. Again, just pause, rest here for a moment, breathe. That was a significant back bend, so take your time coming out of it. We don't need to rush out of it. All right, and then last but not least, press into those feet, lift those hips, remove your block. Let the hips settle back down onto the ground. And then maybe just let the knees knock in together. Walk the feet wide as your yoga mat. And just pause here for a breath or two. All right, we are preparing now for our twist before Shavasana. So you have three choices: double knee twist, single knee twist, or twisted roots. So you have your choices. I'm going to take a single leg twist. So my right leg is going to straighten, left knee comes into my chest. And I'm going to slowly bring this left knee over across my body to the right. Both shoulders are touching the ground. If I need support, I can bring a block underneath that knee, whatever height I need it at. And breathing here. And then slowly come out of that. If you want, you can gently bring both knees in towards your chest. And give yourself a little rock. All right. Let's straighten the left leg. Right knee comes into the chest. Good. And then slowly bring that knee or both knees or however you're going to get there into your twist. Go ahead and take that version just as long as both shoulders are grounded. Use whatever supports you need to bring your knee to the quote floor. So if that means creating a structure so the knee can rest on it, then do that. And just breathe here. Just a nice little spinal twist before we head into our Shavasana. A nice little way to reset the spine and soothe that nervous system. We're bringing everything back into harmony right now with this twist. Very gently on an inhale, roll to your back. And carefully hug your knees in towards your chest. Give them a little rock side to side. Maybe take them in a circle in one direction. Just give your low back a little massage here. And then we will prepare for Shavasana. And then reverse those knee circles if you haven't already. And gently extend one leg forward, then the other. Bring your arms alongside your body. A gentle tuck of the shoulder blades underneath your heart for a gentle lift in the heart center. And then soften the eyes. Close them from top to bottom. Take a nice full deep breath in through your nose. Hold that breath at the top. And slowly release, let it go. Like a softly deflating balloon. Again, nice inhale through your nose. Big breath in. Hold that breath. Slowly release, let it go. Shavasana. Gently begin to deepen your breath. And carefully rock your head back and forth, side to side, left to right. And begin to bring some movement to your fingers and to your toes. And then on your next inhale, reach your arms overhead. Take a full body stretch. Carefully bend one knee at a time and roll over to one side. And just take a moment to rest and pause before you pop up. Just ease your way up. And when you're ready, we'll meet in a comfortable seat. How are you doing, everybody? Good? All right. Thank you, Patricia, very much. Can't do things like this, puts pressure on knees like pigeon or child's pose. I'm assuming that was probably saddle or half saddle. Yeah. All right. So sorry I didn't catch that earlier. Just remember, let me know what's going on in your body so I know what you can't do and then to give you some alternatives. Okay. That's really helpful. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. All right, friends. Yay, all 56 of you. Amazing. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you all for donating. It makes a really big difference in my life if you all were to make a donation. Really lovely of you, 56 of you. If you all contributed $1, maybe two, that would be awesome. So thank you so much for being here. I will see you again on Tuesday morning for a Tune In Tuesday Yin Yoga practice. Same format, show up, let me know what's happening in your body, and I come up with a sequence on the fly to address whatever is happening in your body today. All right. All right, friends, on your inhale, reach those palms up and overhead. Let them touch. Exhale, bringing down all of that divine, universal energy to your heart centers. And that divine, universal energy vibrates as the frequency of love through which you and I and all sentient beings are connected on this planet. The light in me salutes and honors the light in each and every single one of you beautiful souls. Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of your day, your evening, and I will see you Tuesday. Not next Friday, but I have all the classes in there for the month of July. So I will see you then. Yay. Lovely to see you all. Thank you, Priscilla. Yes, yes, yes. Yay, yay. Love that. Woohoo. All right, friends. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you, Judy. So wonderful to have you. Love it. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you got something that you needed out of practice today. The stillness, the quietness, we all need it in our lives. We know the difference that yoga makes in our lives. And that is why I am here talking about yoga, teaching yoga. And again, so glad you all could be here with me, and I will see you soon. If I don't see you on Tuesday, then maybe I'll see you the Tuesday after, the Friday after. Like I said, I have all my classes in there. And also, if you haven't seen it yet, I've recorded a few videos about the 4 pillars of health. If you're into health and wellness, I'm also a holistic health coach. So I did that later. That's another thing that I did to kind of for my own betterment of my own self. But now I have this knowledge that I can share with my students when I go back to the classroom, and hopefully the staff. So hopefully I'll be able to do some professional development with my teachers and emphasize the importance of our health and well-being, right? Health and wellness, what a concept, right? Who'd have thought? All right, friends. So be sure to watch those videos I made. The 4 pillars of health. We're talking about sleep, nutrition, stress management, and of course, movement. So they're only like 3 minutes long. They're short, short and sweet. Okay. All right, friends. I will see you next time. Take care and have a great rest of your day. Bye.